You may wonder why we are in Big Bertie Blue Bollocks. Big Bertie Blue Bollocks, travelling up the motorway. Well, it's because, fingers crossed, in a little while we're going to have like a farm's worth of willow. Now that's because where we used to live, there's an old willow works nearby, and I volunteered there before to help coppice, and because there's kind of like a community owned space, because of the pandemic, that means they basically haven't had anyone volunteer them. The person in charge has said, do whatever you want, coppice wherever, and fill your boot. Oh, and I forget, the best bit, they said that we can have all this willow for free. Looks like, because the willow's not been coppiced for nearly over 2 years, since before the pandemic, it's definitely not basket making willow anymore. Here's an example of kind of the height, and here's how tall some of it's grown. So we've got a couple of helpers as well today, which is wicked. We thought we were going to do it all by ourselves, but it looks like they've already basically got a van full for us. We're not clearing the entire area. We're just clearing a couple of rows, basically some of the older rows, because when I was here a few years ago, there was only basically a few here and a few, probably about 5 meters into this field. But this field, I don't know if you can see, goes quite far back, and it was just empty. So we were coppicing and planting at the same time. And like I say, some of these plants, I'm pretty sure the equivalent of this plant here is some of the plants that's about 3 years old. So it's, yeah, I'm excited about getting going, getting planted. Okay, get started. First one. Done. Now, can I just sit and watch? Hey, whoa!
Get out the way.
Can I not just sit and watch you do each one?
No.
Oh. This is the pile of willow that we've sourced. So now it's just a case of planting it. Did someone just go for another poo? I smell dog poos. First bundle, about 15 left. I'm already knackered. So Alicia and I, hey, give me that. I'm going to find it difficult to plant all this willow because it's a game now with Echo to steal the pieces of willow that I'm trying to plant. We came up last night, we marked out about 4 different areas, some in the top field and some in the bottom field. The top field, they're here to do a job, ideally, because they're going to dry out some of the land that's quite wet, as well as, obviously it's still going to be coppiced. We're going to have, there's a few different varieties that I've got that we just hear that are, I'm 100% certain that is just that one variety. So these are almost like if we do tours, or if we need to know, you know, we show people exactly this is the type of willow that we've got. The 4, maybe 5 different types that we've got, we know where they are there. And down in the lower bit of the field, we're going to have hopefully a living dome and some more. So, all right, let's get started. Whoa, okay, before I show you that, I just want to get into a bit more information about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And yes, it's been a few months, so therefore I've had another haircut. The willow is a great thing to plant for beginners like myself, basically because once you've coppiced it, you can just cut it into usable sections and stick it in the ground. Also, it's not a big fan of well-fertilised, nutrient-rich soil, so therefore, again, in just available land that you've got might be a good idea. It does like wet ground, Still needs to be well drained, but it doesn't like wet ground, which is why you see it near a lot of streams and ponds and things. So in that sense, I would definitely be wary of putting it too near your house or too near pipes and things like that. But obviously, like here, we're using it because it loves water and it wants to drink up as much as possible, and we're hoping that it's going to dry up this area of land. Now, I've got an example here. A lot of the websites that I researched said that it should be between 25 and 30 centimeters long that you do your cutting, which is about 10 to 12 inches. As you can see, I've cut mine a little bit longer. Generally, they vary across the land, but my thoughts are I'm sticking it a bit deeper into the ground so that it can outcompete the grass. We don't have enough money to put a weed-proof membrane all over the area that we want to put the willow, so therefore this is one of the only options. Now, checking my notes, another thing that my research has come up with is said that spacing generally, you want to do about 30 to 50 centimeters, which is 12 to 20 inches. I have done them about a meter apart, mainly because after seeing what they were like at the willow farm, yes, it was 2 years worth of growth, but Alicia and myself were both a bit like, it's claustrophobic, and it was just a pain in the butt to kind of get through when we're coppicing. So overall, because we've planted these in wet areas, some of which have competition, clearly, I've stuck willow literally in and amongst that lot. Because of that, I'm expecting that they're probably gonna take a bit longer, and some of them may just not work at all. Some of them may just die off. I'm not sure. But so far, this example, this one's been in, it's now March. This has been in since November. Granted, it's still cold. We had frost this morning. But there is signs of growth. Not much, but there is signs. One thing that I am going to try out though is that I've heard if you damage the side, just, not really damage, but sort of scratch the bark a little bit, sometimes roots will come out of that. So I'm going to attempt a few down in the bottom field where I deliberately mark a kind of few of the willow sticks that I put in to see if they grow better for that reason. I'm going to be doing updates this year and in the years to come of what we're learning and how they're getting on. So if you're interested in that, hit the subscribe button and you'll find out. Okay, back to the planting. Careful of the camera. First bit done. There you go. These are the 5. Don't steal my willow. I'm watching you. Jesus, sunshine. Okay, come here for a second. Let's have the sun behind me. I'll set you down there because sun was in my face, and I mean, I've got white enough skin as it is, let alone when it's being bleached by the sunlight. So, the different varieties that we've got are Fine Osier, Home, Eli Crack, Welsh White, and that one there is the mystery variety. In addition to this, Alicia's mum and dad gave us some weeping willow and some twisted willow, and then I've also bought some pussy willow and I coppiced just from the local area some goat willow, which is just kind of like a common willow that grows in a lot of hedgerows. I don't think all of those will work. Some will definitely work better than others, but it's a learning experience, so we'll see how it goes. Before I go, I just want to name a few YouTubers that really helped me out in the research. They've got some great videos on their channels, and I think you guys should go check them out. So they are Hannah Van Helsit, I think that's right. Please forgive me if I've got that wrong. Gardens for Life and Big Green Art. I did look in other places, but they're 3 YouTube channels that if you're into willow and growing willow, that's where I got a lot of my information from. So go check them out. Thanks again for watching, everyone. If you are someone who is growing willow and at a similar stage to us, put down in the comments below, what are you learning? Are there any tricks or tips that you found out that I haven't mentioned in this video? Because I'm learning with you, basically. That's what this channel is for us. It's just a way to meet people who can teach us. Because yeah, I'm a filmmaker and a photographer, but I'm not really a farmer. I'm quite new to it. So any information that you can share with us is very much appreciated. Okay, anyway, right, I need to go off and do some more planting. So, thanks everyone, I'll see you in the next one.